ঘাটে সব ঝড় ঝাপটা পেরিয়ে হয়েছি মোরা একই সাথে কাটানো সে কলেজে প্রথম দিন থেকে শেষ দিন কোথায় হারিয়ে গেল সোনালি সেদিন ধীরে ধীরে এক হয়ে ফিরে খুঁজে পাওয়া স্মৃতি আজ 1960 থেকে হয়েছি 2039 We welcome you all today at Golden Jubilee of our glorious pharmacy at Jadavpur University. Na 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 na. সাথে হারানো কাটানো যে মুহূর্ত বন্ধু থেকে শুরু করে প্রথম প্রেমের গল্প কখনো সুজিতা কখনো মিলনদা ইয়াটা হতো ভাই ক্লাসটা বন্ধ করে লাইব্রেরি কিংবা চল চল সবাই ছাদে যায় ধীরে ধীরে এক হয়ে ফিরে খুঁজে পাওয়া স্মৃতি আজ 1960 থেকে হয়েছি 2039 We welcome you all today at Golden Jubilee of our glorious pharmacy at Jadavpur University. স্বপ্ন একরাশ সোনালি স্বপ্ন জয়ন্তী সোনালি স্বপ্ন ধীরে ধীরে এক হয়ে ফিরে খুঁজে পাওয়া স্মৃতি আজ 1960 থেকে হয়েছি 2039 We welcome you all today Golden Jubilee of our glorious pharmacy at Jadavpur University.
পর সঙ্গীত বাজে ধ্বনি লোরে ধ্বনি লোরে কলুষ কলমশ বিরোধ বিদ্বেষ হোক নির্মল হোক নিঃশেষ চিত্তে হোক যত বিঘ্ন অপগত নিত্য কল্যাণ কাজে শরতরঙ্গিয়া গাও বিহঙ্গম উড়াব পশ্চিম বন্ধু সঙ্গম শরতরঙ্গিয়া গাও বিহঙ্গম উড়াব পশ্চিম বন্ধু সঙ্গম মৈত্রী বন্ধন পূর্ণ মন্ত্র পবিত্র বিশ্ব সমাজে নীল আহ্বান মধুর গম্ভীর প্রভাত অম্বর মাঝে দিকে দিগন্তরে ভুবন মন্দিরে শান্তি সঙ্গীত বাজে ধ্বনি লোরে ধ্বনি লোরে।
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the organizing committee of Golden Jubilee Celebrations of the Department of Pharmaceutical Technology, Jadavpur University, I wish you all a very good morning at the inaugural session of the event. The serial blasts in Hyderabad is indeed an unfortunate incident. More unfortunate for us because Dr. G.N. Singh, the DCGI, cannot come to our event today, participate in our event today, because he is caught up into several emergency meetings. Professor Roy, Director, IICB, will be the chief guest of today's event. A certain year in history has been significantly eventful, not only because it was Fulan Devi's birth year, not only because it was the year of Hazrat Bal disappearance episode, not only because Kennedy was assassinated in that year, but it was also the year of transplants. In that year, the first liver, lung, and renal transplants were done. The Coca-Cola company introduced its first diet drink, Tap Cola. Geneticist J.B.S. Halden coined the word clone. And above all, in that very year, the Department of Pharmacy, now the Department of Pharmaceutical Technology, was born in Jadavpur University, the year of 1963. The Golden Jubilee celebration started with the melodious rendition of the soulful Robindra Sangeet by Binita, Pushpita, Shoma, and Shujata, all UG and PG students of the Department of Pharmaceutical Technology. But as William Shakespeare said, if music be the food of love, play on. When deep feelings, respect, and sentiments for one's alma mater mingle with originality, the outcome is often creativity. I'm proud to present before you the team of bright, young, spirited UG and PG students of the Department of Pharmaceutical Technology who have themselves composed the theme song to commemorate the Golden Jubilee year of the department. We have Paushali and Rohit as vocalists, with Yash on support, Hindol on the lead guitar, Yash and Indranil on the chords, and Shuman on the bass guitar. The lyrics have been composed by Shushen, set to music by Indranil and Rohit. This is the unplugged version of the song. So over to the bright young team for the theme song celebrating the Golden Jubilee celebrations.
একে একে নৌকা ফিরেছে আজ আবার নিজ ঘাটে, সব ঝড় ঝাপটা পেরিয়ে হয়েছি মোরা একই সাথে।
একে একে নৌকা ফিরেছে আজ আবার নিজ ঘাটে, সব ঝড় ঝাপটা পেরিয়ে হয়েছি মোরা একই সাথে।
সোনালি সে অতীত যে আনে, একই সাথে কাটানো সে দিন যে আনে। কলেজে প্রথম দিন থেকে শেষ দিন, কোথায় হারিয়ে গেল সোনালি সে দিন। ধীরে ধীরে এক হয়ে ফিরে খুঁজে পাওয়া স্মৃতি আজ 1963 থেকে হয়েছি 2030 আজ। We welcome you all today. Golden Jubilee of our glorious pharmacy at Jadavpur University. Na 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 na. Now we got the beat. I can accept some clappings from you. সময় সাথে হারানো কাটানো যে মুহূর্ত, বন্ধু থেকে শুরু করে প্রথম প্রেমের গল্প। Once more.
কাটানো যে মুহূর্ত, বন্ধু থেকে শুরু করে প্রথম প্রেমের গল্প।
কখনো পিতা কখনো মিলনটা কি আড্ডা হতো ভাই, ক্লাসটা বন্ধ করে লাইব্রেরি কিংবা চল চল সবাই ছাদে যায়। ধীরে ধীরে এক হয়ে ফিরে খুঁজে পাবি আজ 1963 থেকে হয়েছি 2030 আজ। We welcome you all today at Golden Jubilee of our glorious pharmacy at Jadavpur University. স্বপ্ন একরাশ সোনালি স্বপ্ন, স্বর্ণ জয়ন্তী সোনালি স্বপ্ন। ধীরে ধীরে এক হয়ে ফিরে খুঁজে পাওয়া আজ 1963 থেকে হয়েছি 2030 আজ। We welcome you all today. Sing with me. Jubilee of glorious pharmacy at Jadavpur University.
University.
Thank you.
I now request the following dignitaries to come on stage. Professor Shovik Bhattacharya, Professor Siddhartha Roy, Professor Y.K. Gupta, Professor Siddhartha Dotto, Dr. Chintamani Ghosh, Dr. Amolendu Basu, Dr. Pulak Kumar Mukherjee, and Professor Tanmoy Bera. Thank you, Bhattacharya. To felicitate the chief guest, Professor Siddhartha Roy, Director of Indian Institute of Chemical Biology, Kolkata. Thank you, sir. I now request Professor Shovik Bhattacharya to felicitate Professor Y.K. Gupta, Professor and the Head of the Department of Pharmacology, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor Shovik Bhattacharya, for your felicitation. I now request the Pro Vice Chancellor of Jadavpur University, Professor Siddhartha Dotto, to felicitate Dr. Chintamani Ghosh, the Director of Drugs Control, Government of West Bengal. Thank you, sir. Now, I request Professor Siddhartha Dotto to felicitate Dr. Amolendu Basu, Additional Director of Technical Education, West Bengal. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor Siddhartha Dotto, for your felicitation. I now request Dr. Pulak Kumar Mukherjee, the Organizing Secretary of Golden Jubilee Celebration, Department of Pharmaceutical Technology, to felicitate Professor Shovik Bhattacharya, the Vice Chancellor of Jadavpur University. Thank you, sir. I now request Dr. Pulak Kumar Mukherjee to felicitate the Pro Vice Chancellor of Jadavpur University, Professor Siddhartha Dotto. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Pulak Kumar Mukherjee, for your felicitation. I now request Sri Probir Kumar Mukherjee, Joint Organizing Secretary of Golden Jubilee Celebration, Department of Pharmaceutical Technology, to felicitate Professor Tanmoy Bera, Chairman and the Head of the Department of Pharmaceutical Technology. Thank you, sir. Now I request Sri Probir Kumar Banerjee to felicitate Dr. Pulak Kumar Mukherjee, Organizing Secretary of the Golden Jubilee Celebration, Department of Pharmaceutical Technology. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Priyanka. May I request the Vice Chancellor of Jadavpur University, Professor Shovik Bhattacharya, to kindly inaugurate the program by lighting the lamp.
Professor Siddhartha Roy, Director of the Indian Institute of Chemical Biology, Chief Guest of today's program. Professor Y.K. Gupta, Head of the Department of Pharmacology, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, the keynote speaker of today's seminar. Dr. Chintamani Ghosh, Director of Drugs Control, Government of West Bengal. Dr. Amolendu Basu, Additional Director, Technical Education, Government of West Bengal. Professor Tanmoy Bera, Head of the Department and the Chairman of this Golden Jubilee Committee. My respected teachers, the staff members, friends, alumni of our department, and my dear students. I am very happy to welcome you all to this Golden Jubilee celebrations of our esteemed Department of Pharmaceutical Technology for commemorating its glorious 50 years of academic excellence, which started functioning in 1963 with just 20 students. Since its establishment, our department has contributed remarkably in the pharmaceutical research, beside producing thousands of pharmacists who are working throughout the world. So I am sure we will have a very enjoyable time. I thank you very much for your helpful cooperation and participation, and I would like to welcome you all again to this Golden Jubilee event. Keep forward the name of JU. We want that make something for the society in a great extent. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. Dignitaries on the dais, my colleagues present in this hall, distinguished guests, alumni of the department as well as the university, and dear students. It's a happy occasion for me to be present in this program, although I am possibly the president of this program. Golden Jubilee Celebration. It's a long journey and we have achieved many things. We are a little bit happy. Overall situation means today research and development works are driven by market. So there are many decisive factors on which this research and development works are dependent. It is commercial, it is scientific, it is technological, at the same time it is political, because particularly in this sector, we have many regulatory authorities. Please keep it in mind. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hereby, I request our chief guest, Professor Siddhartha Roy, Director IICB, Kolkata, to come upon and enlighten us with his thoughts.
Distinguished academicians, dignitaries on the dais, my colleagues, friends, and students. It is my special privilege to come here and stand on this podium. You know, my institute, which I have been serving for now almost 9 years, is physically close to this department and the university. But it's not only physically close, but it is also emotionally connected, people connected. He was somebody whom we looked up to when we were young, and he made a great contribution to make what IICB is today. So it is my real privilege and honor to stand here and celebrate along with you, shoulder to shoulder, the 50 years of this great department. And thank you, Vice Chancellor, and the organizers to give me this privilege, but in the world. Thank you very much, and namaskar.
Now, Dr. Chintamani Ghosh, Director, Drugs Control, Government of West Bengal, will address today's gathering.
Good morning, all of you, all the dignitaries on the stage, my honorable teachers, my university staff friends, students, and my friends. This is a very great day for us, because I am an ex-Jadavpurian and also ex-pharmacy student. I have passed here from 72, 8-9 years after opening of this university. After 3 hours, we shall be moving through the down memory lane and will surely suffer in nostalgia and other joyful events. I always feel pharmacy and Jadavpur University is same. And to end here, time marches on, but memory stays, torturing silently the rest of our days. Thank you all.
Now, our own Professor Tanmoy Bera, Head of the Department of Pharmaceutical Technology and Chairman of Golden Jubilee Celebration Committee, to share his thoughts on this delightful occasion.
Very good morning to everybody. Dear friends, We are delighted to inform you that the Department of Pharmaceutical Technology, Jadavpur University, is going to celebrate its 50th birthday on Friday, 23rd, 24th, 2013. The Department of Pharmacy, later named as the Department of Pharmaceutical Technology, Jadavpur University, has started its journey in 1963. For the last 5 decades, this department produces thousands of well-established pharmacy professionals, researchers, academicians, scientists, healthcare professionals, and you. The department has immensely contributed in the innovative development and research of safe pharmaceuticals and the quality monitoring of herbal drugs, as well as harmonization and coordination of regulatory affairs of drugs and pharmaceuticals for the society. Jadavpur University, particularly Department of Pharmaceutical Technology, provide a congenial environment and freedom of work to its members and students with a lively campus that enhances creativity through invention and innovation, which help its development and new, recognized, as well as established educational faculty in pharmaceutical and related fields in India and abroad. At present, this department has reached collaboration with several national and international laboratories, and the present faculty members are doing their best for the betterment of the department. As a part of the Golden Jubilee Celebration, on behalf of the chairperson, we are welcoming all the alumni of the Department of Pharmacy and the Department of Pharmaceutical Technology for sharing and dissemination of their ideas with budding scientists and students to help in shaping the career of younger generation of pharmacy, and invite all of you in scientific seminar on research and development in drugs and pharmaceuticals and industrial perspective, along with the cultural program arranged by the departmental fraternity. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Additional Director, Technical Education, Government of West Bengal, to enlighten us with his.
Still now it's good morning, and good morning everybody. We can catch in the morning itself. The honorable dignitaries on the dais, Vice Chancellor, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Head of the Department of Pharmacology, AIMS, All India Institute of Medical Science, Director IICB, the Head of the Department of Pharmacy, Director Drugs Control, my respected teachers sitting before me, the staff members of the pharmacy department, many of my classmates, my seniors, my juniors, and ultimately, I must convey my heartfelt thanks to the organizer of this Golden Jubilee Celebration Committee, being an alumni of this department. They have invited me, and I know without the invitation, I would have been present over here. But I am conveying my heartfelt thanks that at least they have given me the chance to say something, but though we are running late, I will cut short my saying. But at least I got the chance to tell something before this August gathering on this memorable day of inaugural ceremony of Golden Jubilee. And ultimately, the society will be benefited through that research and development, and that will be the true research through which ultimately the medicines can reach to all the human being as far as possible. And then only this Golden Jubilee celebration, these topics, everything will be successful, and can really commemorate this memorable occasion and let this department be the center for excellence and through which the drug will reach to all the people in the society, to all the human beings, and let all is well. Thank you very much.
On this auspicious occasion of the Golden Jubilee Celebration of the Department of Pharmaceutical Technology, Jadavpur University, we would like to felicitate former teachers of the department who are no more with us today. But their vision and hard work has helped in the development of the department to a great extent since 1963. I request our respected chief guest, Professor Siddhartha Roy, to do the honors. I request Dr. Joyashree Sarkar, daughter of late Professor Durlabh Krishna Roy, to come on stage and receive the felicitation. I request Mrs. Anuswa Sengupta, daughter of late Professor Anupam Sengupta, to receive the felicitation. Mr. Angshuman Lahiri, son of late Professor S.C. Lahiri, is requested to accept the felicitation. Mrs. Devasri Nag, daughter of late Professor Manjushree Pal, is requested to collect the felicitation. I request Mr. Abhishek Nag Chaudhuri, son of late Professor A.K. Nag Chaudhuri, to come on stage and receive the felicitation. Dr. Reena Bhaduri, wife of late Professor A.N. Bhaduri, is requested to come on stage and accept the felicitation. I request Mr. Aprameya De, son of late Professor A.U. De, to accept the felicitation. Mrs. Ranjini Chakraborty, daughter of late Professor A.N. Chakraborty, is requested to receive the felicitation.
Professor B.K. Gupta, kindly if you could come up on stage. I would request, while I was doing my master's, Professor Malaya Gupta, Professor S.K. Datta, That's the spirit of Jadavpur University. প্রফেসর সুজাতা ঘোষ দস্তিদার দিদি অসাধারণ রবীন্দ্রসঙ্গীত গাইতেন, আর যখন গাইতেন আমার খুব ভালো হতো, কারণ আমি তবলা বাজাতাম ওনার গানের সাথে। Professor B.P. Shaha, Someone said Kolkata has all the Chatterjee, Mukherjee and Banerjee, but Bombay has all the energy. So let's give big rounds of applause. Professor S.K. Bosch, Professor S.K. Basu. Professor J.K. Gupta. Professor I.C. Bhattacharya. Professor D.K. Ganguly. That completes the list, but then this felicitation will never be complete without the mention of one person. I have been with the Indian Pharmaceutical Association since my student days. I have seen one person who has been all through highly active in the association activities, and today as we are celebrating 50 years history of our department, I think this gentleman knows much more about the history of the department, the pharmaceutical industry, the history of pharmacy in India. Let me welcome Mr. S.N. Mukherjee to kindly come up on stage. Please give a big round of applause. He's the person who's behind many things in the pharmaceutical scenario in Bengal. I now hand over the proceedings to Anirban.
Thank you, sir. I also request Mr. Opname Ade, son of late Professor A.U. De, to accept the felicitation.
By their hard work and efforts since 1963. Here, on this occasion, I would request our Honorable Pro-Vice Chancellor, Professor Siddhartha Datto, to please felicitate them. Firstly, I would like to call Mr. Gaurango Datto, son of late Mohendra Datto, to receive the felicitation. On behalf of late Chondi Kormokar, his son, Mr. Shubroto Kormokar, is requested to accept the honor. Now I request Mr. Rashmohan Issai, son of late Chotelal Issai. Now, Mr. Harishankar Mukherjee is requested to come up on stage and receive the felicitation. Mr. Kumar Kartik De. Receive the felicitation from Professor Y.K. Mr. Nandanal Maiti. Mr. Ohendra Kumar Shaha is requested to come on the dais and receive the honor from Mr. Chintamani Ghosh. Now I would like to call Mr. Pranab Kumar Tarovdar to receive the felicitation. Mr. Birokishore Porida, Mr. Bhubuti Porida to receive the felicitation on behalf of his father. Mr. Subhash Sen is requested. Mr. Nimai Chandra Das is requested to come and receive the honor.
Of the Golden Jubilee Celebration has the pleasure in felicitating the alumni and the present students of the department. Without their active cooperation, this Golden Jubilee Celebration would never have been possible. I request our respected Vice Chancellor, Professor Souvik Bhattacharya, to do the honors. Thank you, sir. I now request our beloved Indranil Mr. Indranil Das, to come on stage and receive the felicitation. Thank you, sir. On behalf of the PG and PhD students, we would like to request Mr. Supratik Kaur to come on stage and receive the felicitation. On behalf of the UG students, we request Mr. Shushan Das. Thank you, Shushan. Thank you, sir, for doing the honors.
Thank you, Anirban. Now I request Dr. Tuhinatri Sen to deliver the vote of thanks.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, dignitaries on the dais, on behalf of the organizing committee, at the outset, I'd like to thank all the dignitaries on the dais for being with us today. We would also like to thank the Jadavpur University authorities for their encouragement and support. I'd like to thank the teachers, members of staff, and their family members for being with us today. We are thankful to all the advertisers and sponsors for the support. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to extend my thanks to all my present colleagues and members of staff of our department. We would like to thank our alumni for being a part of this, for being with us today and for being a part of this event. Finally, I'd like to say a big thank you to all the students and research scholars for this tremendous effort towards making this program a grand success. I would request you, all of you, to give them a big hand, please. Thank you very much.
We will now like to move on to our keynote lecture, which will be followed by the inauguration of the Golden Jubilee Smarak. Here, I request our Honorable Organizing Secretary, Dr. Pulakumar Mukherjee, to come upon and introduce Professor Y.K. Gupta, who will be delivering the keynote lecture.
Introduce Professor Y.K. Gupta, who is the keynote speaker today. Professor Y.K. Gupta, by profession, he is a doctor. He did his MBBS and MD. He is a fellow of the National Academy of Science and is presently the professor and head of the Department of Pharmacology, All India Institute of Medical Science, New Delhi. He earlier served as the director of the Indian Institute of Toxicology Research, Lucknow, between 2003 and 2005. He has over 200 publications in international and national journal and has been awarded several honors, including the Indian National Science Academy Young Scientist Medal. Professor Gupta is a member of different project evaluation committee, PAC and SAC of Indian Council of Medical Research, Department of Science and Technology, Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. He served as the Vice Dean of AIMS for a long time.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pulak. All the, I would call, students of this great Jadavpur University. When I call all students of Jadavpur University, I mean it, the senior most and the junior most. It's a matter of great pleasure to address this gathering. That means the students of this or alumni of this university, which is not only ranked number 2 in country, but is number 1 in many, many situations. As the Vice Chancellor said, that you produce, this department produces more than 70 PhD every year, which is a remarkable feat. That is not so important. I would say the more important thing for me is that when we meet either in selection of CSIR Research Fellow or ICMR or Department of DBT, and a student who appears from Jadavpur University, automatically he has already secured 50% marks. That is the status, that is the charisma, that is the reputation Jadavpur University enjoys. And then there is hardly any chance, rather the candidate has to make an effort not to be selected. I think this type of reputation of a university is built not on one day. It takes years and years, and I really salute all those teachers sitting here, those who have contributed to such a magnificent academic recognition of this university. As my friend Pulak mentioned, that I am a friend of this university always, because this university has always impressed, and I wish I could be also Jadavpurian by way of maybe half Jadavpurian after delivering a talk here, and I wish I may get some degree or diploma from this university to call me to make me entitled for this. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I would say what I would be talking today in this meeting here, considering the theme, I have thought of not talking of the research which we have been doing, but looking at the current scenario of drugs and pharmaceuticals in India, and how the academic institution, how the laboratories in the country, and how the regulators of the country can work together to what we are all working for, the drugs for every citizen of India. One common goal today is make drugs accessible, affordable, and quality medicine for all. And if you just see the pharmaceutical sector in India, there was a time, what you call as a pre-independence India, when we were not able to buy a single medicine, analgesic drug which is made in India. Even one aspirin tablet or paracetamol tablet was supposed to be imported from UK. And that's why the Hathi Committee was set up. And the main problem of the Hathi Committee was how to make it self-reliant. And the major recommendation of Hathi Committee was to make country pharmaceutical self-reliant, and that's why all the IDPL and all those drug industries have started.
the patients are cured, I'm sorry. Actually, the skeptics argue that the patient thinking given by the homeopathic physicians will be curative, and that thinking cures him or her. And if that is true, it is true for mainstream medicines also. And so diagnosis, prescription, etc. would have been irrelevant issues. Placebo effect would have cured all patients without any medicine, but this does not happen. So the theory of placebo effect is homeopathy benefits not only adult human beings, but also babies, animals, and plants. The effect of 4-nitrophenol by its own infinitesimal concentration on E. coli in 1978.
And my respected teachers. So really an honor. Now I am sandwiched between two eminent speakers, and Arini, I have known him for 10 years. After he speaks, it's very difficult to cover any other topic. So I'll steer away from whatever he spoke, and then I'm sandwiched between, on the other side, the lunch. So I might be held guilty for getting your lunch cold, but I hope I will be able to ignite some sparks in mind. The topic here is slightly taking the big picture, globalization of innovation. And the two keywords obviously are globalization and innovation in this. So how do we define that? And when I was thinking about that, how to structure this topic, it occurred to me is that all of this is probably in here. So how many of us recognize this thing, what's written here? Maybe we'll take just a moment to reflect on what's written here. All of us? Yeah. Where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, the whole idea is to break the domestic walls that we have created over thousands of years of civilization. That is the purpose and essence of globalization. And where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, coming out of that dead habit is nothing but innovation. So I think Gurudev has captured very well the globalization and innovation both in one poem, and only a genius like him could do that. So I am not going to match him, nowhere close, but I would try to put a different perspective. And the other thing I would like you to have as a message after you leave this talk, that if somebody says this cannot be done in India, I don't believe them, because we have done something in last 5 years which nobody believed it could have been done. So hold on for that. The abstract is very simple. The world is in a global reality, which is now being called globality. In that world, which was created because of innovation, now innovation itself is globalizing, and those will benefit in this world who will partner with each other. Not only partnering within departments, within faculties, it's partnering across the world, and those partnerships will reap rich dividends. So let's look at this slide. There are two statements that I will put on this slide, and that talks about pharmaceutical industry. One talks about the challenges TNCs or transnational corporations that are facing in the world. And another statement is about Big Pharma remaining a FIPCO model, fully integrated pharmaceutical company, in the sense they will have everything in-house. And what is very interesting in these two statements is that they are almost 25-30 years apart. That means the challenges that we face in the industry remain constant. The challenges are essentially working harder and harder to find new drugs for the diseases that come up time and again, and to ensure that we do it in a way that it's affordable to the population at large. So more you innovate, more you create problems for yourself, in the sense that you have plucked the low-hanging fruits, and then the challenge becomes more difficult. And that's reflected in how the pharma industry has been spending its R&D dollars. Now talking about the globality, now is globalizing now. If you see across industries, pharma is somewhere in between. It needs to globalize more. Current state of pharmaceutical globalization, if you see, about 50% of pharmaceutical market is currently global, in the sense that if you take an average country in the world, it's either importing 50% of the drug or contributing to 50% exports. That's a like simplified way to understand this kind of globalization. As against that, it will be like if you had 100% everything in your country, then it will be 100% local. And if you were importing 100%, it will be 100% global. But that we are not arising. Rise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Thank you.
We are coming to the end of the session, so I would now request Professor R.N. Shah to please felicitate Dr. Aruni Chatterjee. Professor Shah, please. Thank you very much, Professor Shah. Thank you very much, Dr. Chatterjee. I'd like to request Dr. Dept to please felicitate, Dr. Chattopadhyay Dr. Dept to felicitate Dr. D.S. Bhar. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Dept. Once again, I would request Professor Shah to please come up on the dais and felicitate Dr. Mohan Pandey from Bristol Myers Squibb. Thank you once again. Now, may I call upon Dr. Shajul Rai Chaudhuri, former Director, Directorate of Drugs Control, to please come up on the dais. I request Dr. Rai Chaudhuri to felicitate Dr. Dept, Siddhartha Dept. Thank you, Dr. Dept. I would now request my teacher, Professor Jayantu Gupta, to please come up on the dais. May I request Professor Gupta to kindly felicitate Professor R.N. Saha. Thank you very much, sir. I would like to thank Professor Shah and Dr. Siddhartha Dept, our chairpersons, and I'd like to thank Dr. Aruni Chatterjee, Dr. Mohan Pandey, and Dr. Durga Shankar Bhar for being with us today and for your wonderful presentation. Thank you very much. So now we come to the end of this session. So we will assemble once again at 3 p.m. sharp for the post-lunch session here. Thank you very much.
To the second plenary session, we have heard some really good lectures before, and hopefully the coming session will be one which will excite you all. I know that after lunch is the toughest time to talk, because half of the people have the standard, inclination to doze off. So hopefully you guys will help cheer the people over here, the speakers over here. And we want this to be more of an interactive session. So if we can have question and answers after each speaker, it'll make the sessions more enjoyable. So with that, I'd like to have all the speakers, okay, thank you. Pharm and M.Pharm in 1981 and 83 respectively from Jadavpur University, and a PhD from the University of Minnesota in 1990. He holds the Gilbert E. Taffey Endowment Chair of Pharmacy in the school. Dr. Das's research interests include design and evaluation of novel drug delivery systems, pre-formulation studies, and solid-state characteristics of drugs. Dr. Das has received several awards for teaching, research, and service. He has more than 50 publications in peer-reviewed and professional journals, several patents, and more than 150 posters and podium presentations in national and international meetings.
Okay. Well, good afternoon, and thanks for welcoming me here. This is a great honor and pleasure to be here, especially to be talking to a professor who sent me to United States, and she was the head of the department at the time. And this is really a great honor to talk on her behalf. And my talk will be dedicated not for her, for all my professors which are present here or not here today. Again, as I told you, the presentation should be near about 45 minutes, but we have to do 1:3 ratio. So I have to reduce down. So I have to run very quickly 3 slides in 1 minute. So bear with me, and this is one of the journey I took when I took the academic position at Creighton in 1990. Coming back, this is an overview of what you are supposed to get in my presentation, but I will not be able to give all of them. So I'll be going through some of the things. It is just like a solid lipid nanoparticles and how these solid lipid nanoparticles has been utilized in targeting, especially in cancer treatment. And most of the cancer I'll be talking to you here is the breast cancer. In this overview, I'll give a special dosage forms we designed, and this was done in our group, and we patented this product. This patent was issued to us in 2012, August of 2012, and also we named it as Nanom. This is a trademark also, which was issued to our university as well as our team, and the name of this product is called Nanom. And with that, I'll be giving you some of the data here, how this particular solid lipid nanoparticles has been used in the target of drug delivery in breast cancer patient. This particular topic will be totally different than the topics you have ever seen from the previous 3 speakers we have in the past. This will be a little bit different. This will be most academics and some of the research-oriented topics, so please. Same thing also in case of mammary fat tumors, and this is intratumoral injection. The next 2 panels will be talking about, these are for the IV injections as well as intratumoral injection. We find the similar pattern. And we have some histological flank tumor sections as well as the mammary tumors. And we also, the results of this histochemical studies also indicated the similar, that means in case of the paclitaxel nanoparticles as well as paclitaxel delivery systems, we see a certain...
With paying my tribute, may his soul rest in peace. Coming to the current presentation, innovation and development in Indian pharmaceutical industry. So if we look at the I&D spectrum in Indian scenario, the enthusiasm created in the drug discovery research early 2000, has a bit declined. It is still growing, it has started growing. And then the next opportunity that is coming is a biosimilar product development. This is considered as a big challenge and a big opportunity as well. If we look into the generic development process, in India, we are quite strong in this, and generic companies target products even 8 to 10 years before the patent expiry. Some even start targeting well before the commercial launch by innovators. So the process starts with evaluation of patents of product and process. Now, before you start any generic product development, you need the API. API is active pharmaceutical ingredient, and this API is needed for product development, I mean formulation development.
And thanks to the organizer for giving me this opportunity. It's indeed a privilege to speak in this occasion, and my lecture happens to be dedicated to the memory of Professor Nandi, Anutosh Nandi, with whom I was deeply attached, and whenever I came from Hyderabad, I used to talk to him, and we were in touch with each other till a few months before his death. So it is indeed an honor to speak in this occasion. Use of microorganisms for the treatment or management of microbial infection was in vogue in ancient civilization. But the era of antibiotics in the true sense of the word started or began in the middle of the last century. Following the discovery of penicillin by Sir Alexander Fleming, a number of antibiotics came into being in the 1940s, and it was believed, strongly believed, that management of infectious organism is not at all a problem. Anytime, any infectious disease could be managed with the application of antibiotics. The euphoria did not last long. Within 4 years of introduction of penicillin, first strains resistant to penicillin were discovered. In the 1950s, sulfonamides were largely used in Japan following the Second World War. Then sulfonamide-resistant strains came into being. In the 1960s, when beta-lactamase producing organisms were discovered, new beta-lactam antibiotics were introduced into the clinical practice, and strains resistant to them came into being. So it is called beta-lactam cycle.
Respected teachers, distinguished guests, present and past students of the department, I am actually delighted to be here today and also very humbled because the organizers have asked me to deliver this lecture in memory of Dr. Arun Uday Dev, whom we all loved and respected when we were students here. I have spent about more than 3 decades in pharmaceutical industries, and I worked in India as well as in abroad. And I have seen the growth of Indian pharmaceutical industry very closely. So what I'm going to present to you is a ringside view of how the Indian pharmaceutical industry grew and the role of R&D on that growth today. We file every year highest number of drug master files and ANDAs to US FDA. This is the world's largest manufacturing hub for generic pharmaceuticals. Now, if you think about the whole picture and you try to think how did it happen, and if you go back to the history, you will find that the period like between 1970 to 1985 actually played a very crucial role.
A renowned scientist in India, a chemistry person, without naming names, was nominated 4 times for the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. You guys probably know who it is, and they did not get the Nobel Prize, and there was a fraud issue which came out. He had 450 papers to his name. Another Indian scientist got the Nobel Prize, had 55 papers. So when you are doing this thing, please think about that. Don't give up quality for quantity. And that goes into patent. We are talking about university, we are talking about R&D and looking at the industrial perspective. The biggest problem with industry, coming into the university and taking a set of data, is can we really reproduce it? I have spent 2 years trying to reproduce something that we licensed from a renowned university, not in here, in US. So it is a problem across the globe. last night I found out that CBI has a cell looking into research in India. So there are a lot of nuances over there. It's not a simple question. I mean, a simple question and answer.
Any more question? Oh, sure.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yes, that's fine.
Approved pharmaceutical industry outside USA is the highest in India, 125, and after that probably Italy it was less than 50%, 56. So when it is FDA approved, the pharmaceutical industry, they have gone through all the benchmarks and other things. So when this is the situation of the pharmaceutical industry in India, then why the job opportunity or the position of the students passing out from the pharmacy are not up to the mark? So I want to know, just hear from you, whether these are small scale industries or big industries or medium size industries, because number is good. Otherwise, FDA.
See, I don't think that's true that the job opportunities are less. In fact, the company where I work, our attrition rate is anywhere between 25 to 30% annualized.
May I call upon Dr. Bhaskar Chaudhary to present the. May I call upon Dr. Bhaskar Chaudhary to present the, to felicitate Dr. Alekho Das. I request Bhaskar once again to felicitate Dr. Jayanta Chattopadhyay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Chaudhary. May I now request Dr. Thakur to felicitate Dr. Madhav Chattopadhyay. Thank you, Thakurda. May I now request Thakurda to felicitate Mr. Alok Ghosh. Now I would like to call upon Dr. Arup Mukherjee, Professor, Department of Chemical Technology, Calcutta University, and also the convener, Center for Nanoscience and Nanotechnology, Calcutta University, to come upon the dais. I would like to request Professor Mukherjee to felicitate Dr. Bhaskar Chaudhary. Thank you, Professor Mukherjee. May I now request Mr. Vinod Kumar, 1971 batch. He was the former Regional Licensing Authority, Drug Control Administration, Bihar, to please come up on the dais. Thank you very much, Vinod Kumarji. So I would like to thank the chairpersons and the speakers for this wonderful afternoon session. Thank you very much.